Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein of California has died. She was 90 years old. CNN's Lauren Fox is here with more. Lauren, what do we know at this point?
Yeah, we are still getting more information, Phil, but what we know right now is that Senator Dianne Feinstein, the longest serving woman in the U.S. Senate, she has passed away. Obviously, we are still getting details and gathering information about her passing, how it occurred. We've known for a long time that Senator Feinstein has struggled with several health issues, but she has continued to serve in her capacity both as a senator and on the Senate Judiciary Committee, where her vote has been essential to moving forward with the Biden administration's judicial nominees over the last several years and last several months in particular. Senator Dianne Feinstein has a long legislative history and record, including the fact that she was the architect of the 1994 assault weapons ban. Fighting gun violence has been a key issue for Senator Feinstein over the course of her career. She was also the first woman to serve as the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, and she fought even against her Democratic colleagues to release details of the enhanced interrogation techniques that were used under the Bush administration, going toe-to-toe with the Obama administration in trying to get the public more informed about what had occurred during those years in the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. So obviously, she is someone who has a long legislative history, a long career, someone who is obviously going to be very missed by her colleagues. But as I noted, she has been struggling with health issues over the last several months. She was absent from the Senate for many months as she fought shingles and complications from shingles. She returned to the Senate and had struggled at times with her role on the Senate Judiciary and Appropriations Committee. Specifically, a few months ago, she was struggling, to vote on a vote in the Senate Appropriations Committee. So it is something that has come to pass, but we are still getting more details about Senator Dianne Feinstein's passing.
And Lauren, thank you for the breaking news. Please stay with us, as I believe we also have our colleague Casey Hunt on the phone. Casey, can you hear us?
Hey, guys. Yeah, I'm with you.
You think about her service, 31 years in the Senate, elected in 92, longest serving woman senator ever. Lauren talked about the work that she did, really the architect of the assault weapons ban back in 1994, a huge voice as well when it came to the push to legalize gay marriage. As we'll get to the health in a moment, but just help us remember the woman and the senator.
Absolutely, Poppy. I mean, Lauren touched on this a little bit, and I know, Phil can speak to this too. He and I often were in the halls together talking with Senator Feinstein. I mean, she really was a legend, an icon for women in politics, and she is someone who, was breaking ground from the beginning when she was first working in San Francisco with Harvey Milk and some of the, kind of original battles over rights for gay Americans. And, she is somebody who had just an incredibly storied career from there, rising to national prominence. And, Lauren outlined a couple of the things that she really took the lead on. I remember in particular her work on the Intelligence Committee, and when she was focusing in on some of the things that had happened in the course of the Iraq War, and how she really took that on in a way that took political courage at the time, and really stood out and was very forceful in how she reckoned with that. But, again, Poppy, I think she really blazed a trail at a time when there were not very many women role models in politics for others to follow. It was a very, very tough road for her in the beginning. And she is someone who, Nancy Pelosi, for example, she would have been an example for Pelosi, also of San Francisco. And she did, of course, come in for some criticism from Democrats near the end of her life, because she was grappling with those health challenges, as you're seeing a little bit of on your screen now here. But I do think that on this particular day, you're correct to focus in on kind of what she meant in such a broad way to so many people.
And the ground that she broke for so many people. Phil, you were the chief congressional correspondent. Just your thoughts on her.
I mean, I think Casey's point, I think your point, this is important here. There's been so much focus on the health and the age and everything. People need to think about who the senator was. Obviously, passing away at 90, but not only was she a titan in the Senate and kind of in a class of female legislators that changed the dynamic and the face of the institution as well in its entirety. Over the course of her career, from when she was at the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, the first president of the Board of Supervisors, the reason she became mayor of San Francisco was because of the shooting death that included Harvey Milk, but also the mayor at the time, and her rise within San Francisco and to where she became such a powerful chair of multiple committees. Focus on that. That is so much more important and so much more central to her career and to her life than I think what has been a difficult last couple of months.
Let's bring in CNN's Dana Bash for more on this. Dana, just your thoughts first and foremost about the passing of Dianne Feinstein.
It's very sad. Very, very sad. What an extraordinary, extraordinary woman, an extraordinary life, an extraordinary career. I, as Phil and you, Kate, we had the privilege of covering her for years. I was able to spend time with her both in the United States Senate and at home in San Francisco. I actually did a profile on her.
Yes.
After Hillary Clinton lost in 2016, we were sitting around and talking about women and the question of whether a woman would ever become president, Abigail Crutchfield and Rachel Smolkin and others here. And it dawned on us that there are so many women who have done amazing things, and let's profile them. Our very first profile was on Dianne Feinstein.
That's right.
And she just had so many incredible insights about what it took to do what she did, becoming the first female senator to represent the very large state of California, and also what happened before that. You've been talking a little bit about, yes, we have been focused on her career in the Senate, which is very rich and very vast, but what happened before she got there? And she was in the mayor's office in San Francisco because of tragedy, because of the assassination of Harvey Milk and also the mayor of San Francisco. And she was the one who came out and announced it that night, late at night. And it was that moment, that unbelievable tragedy, that not only propelled her to 10 years in the mayor's office, but what drove her lifelong push for gun control and the assault weapons ban, which of course lapsed, and then she tried unsuccessfully to get back in. And there's just so many aspects of her life and what happened in her life that shaped her. One thing I do want to, I'm just looking back on some of the things that she told me. It was back in 2017, and you'll all appreciate this. When she first got into politics, she went to Stanford University, and when she first got into politics, people said, something must be wrong with her. She must have a bad marriage. Why is she doing this? That was the only reason people could even conceive of the fact that a woman would get into politics and want to be in public service the way that she was, and the way that she succeeded and of course exceeded expectations for all those decades.